do a bit of functional stuff today, meaning the sort of movements that help keep all the joints and so on healthy. But we're going to start on your knees, so you might want to pad your knees if they're a bit creaky, and sit back on your heels. So you want your toes tucked under, and even reach down and spread them with your hands. And see if you can sit up nice and straight. Plantar fascia stretch, so stretching that connective tissue across the bottom of the feet. If it's a bit too intense, you can lean forward a little. Close your eyes, have your hands resting on your thighs. And have the neck long, so you want to, as you sit down through your heels, lift up your chest, engage your core and reach through the crown of your head. Get length in the spine. Relax your shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale. And a deeper exhale, nice and slow, letting the breath out. Okay, come forward, it's a bit intense. Point your toes behind you. Sit back on your heels. Palms beside your knees. And then lift your knees up. So you want to be pressing the tops of the feet down. We're stretching through the front of the ankle. If it's a bit too much for you to lift both knees, you can lift one at a time. In fact, see how it feels. That might feel better for you. Okay, coming back to the plantar stretch. Tuck the toes under. Sit down through your heels. Relax your shoulders. We never pay enough attention to our feet, considering we're on them quite a lot. And if the plantar fascia, that connective tissue, there's scarring through the lower leg, the calf, the Achilles, etc. We're trying to give length because this attaches to the Achilles, so it pulls everything out of line from the bottom to the top. Okay, come forward again, point your toes. Last time, palms beside your knees, lift your knees up, press the tops of the feet down. And even here, paying attention to the shoulders. So as you press down through your palms, straight arms, you almost want to round out through the shoulders. So spreading the shoulder blades and shoulders away from ears. Okay. Now come onto your front. I've got a dog's bottom right in my way. Raffles. As you're on your front, take your arms wide, palms down. Turn your right cheek to the mat. And then you're going to point your left foot and lift the left leg. So still grounding through the hips. We're activating the hip flexor. Then bend your knee, but the thigh is almost still lifting off the mat. So the knee is lifting, the toes pointing straight up. And then press through your arms, grounding through the arms, rolling over your right hip. So rolling and trying to touch left toes down. So bring the left hand up into your fingertips in front of your face. Elbow goes up, so you're feeling this stretch through the shoulder, the right shoulder, as well as an opening through the left hip. Then rolling, lift that leg up, bring it back. The hips level, point the left toe, but keep the leg raised. And then lower the leg. Other side, so turn your left cheek to the mat. Palms down, arms wide at shoulder height. Point your right toe. Lift the leg a little high so you can just feel the hip pressing down but the thigh is off the mat. Then bend the right knee, toe pointing up, rolling to bring the left toes over, the right toes down towards the ground. Bring the right hand in front of your face with the elbow up. So it's like a little lever. You're pressing through those fingertips. So you're rolling, helping to roll across the left shoulder. And then feel that opening, but keep the right thigh activated. So rather than just flopping the leg over, almost keep the point in the toe, feel the quad engaging, and then lift the leg up with the knee bent. Bring your arms wide again. Point the toe with the thigh raised. Lower the leg. Okay, then coming up into Sphinx. So arms are parallel, palms down, elbows under shoulders. Cobra legs, which means the tops of the feet press down. Press the pubic bone down, and then as you push down through your elbows, so you lift up your chest, draw your shoulder blades down the back, and draw your chest between your arms. So feel that stretch in your front body. Keep the legs strong, keep pressing tops of the feet down, so kneecaps are lifting. And then feel the back body working. So you're drawing the shoulder blades towards each other and down your back. So activating the back body. Gaze is just forward. Okay, and then tuck your toes under, come to your knees. Lift your hips. Do a nice little stretch in down dog. So press through the palms, lift up the tailbone. You can bend your knees, come up on your toes, feel the spine stretch. And then taking your thigh bones back, lowering your heels. Then walk your feet towards your hands. And bring your thumbs into your hip creases, push them back. Reach your chest forward, engage your core and come up. Straight legs, levering, so hinging upwards. From the front of the mat, get ready in mountain, Tadasana. Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salute A. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, hands up. Exhale, floating forward, tip the tailbone up. Lift up through the thighs, relax head and shoulders. Inhale to halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Palms pressing into shins, extending straight arms, flat back. Tip the tailbone up. Exhale, palms down, step back. Roll forward into plank and pause a moment. Check the hands are placed well, index finger forward, the whole of the finger knuckles and palms pressing down. Lift up between the shoulder blades, tip forward on your toes. Hug the elbows to your sides and lower. Pause in Chaturanga, low press up. And then lower to the mat. Inhale, Cobra. Hug your elbows in, draw them down towards your waist. So the shoulders away from ears. Press the tops of the feet down. Exhale, tuck your toes under. Lift your hips. Down dog, take 3 breaths. If it feels good, just walk the dog, slowly paddle your heels. Then up on your toes, bend through the knees deeply, look forward, come forward, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Halfway lift, so real integrity in between the poses as well. Palms down, step back, roll into plank. Hug the forearms towards each other, puff out between the shoulder blades. Tip forward on your toes, hug the elbows. You can come by your knees if you need to. Lower to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Shoulders away from ears. Exhale, tuck the toes. Lift your hips, coming into down dog. 3 breaths. Take the breaths nice and long. Then inhaling, up on your toes, bend your knees deeply. Step forward to halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Coming into chair pose, Utkatasana. So your feet are parallel, hip distance apart. Bend your knees, but draw the knees back slightly, sit down. You want to be able to see your toes. Neutral spine, bring your arms either forward or up. Forward if your shoulders are a bit tight, look at your thumbs. Otherwise, lift the arms up, draw the shoulder blades down your back. Keep breathing nice and deeply. Then the next inhale, bring your palms together. You're going to take your right elbow across your left thigh. Keep the knees parallel, excuse me. And then press through the palms, left elbow pointing up. Reach through the crown of your head, tip your tailbone up. And revolve, so you're bringing the right side of the ribs across towards the left thigh. Look up. And then you're going to come back to center. Keep chair pose legs, but you're going to, as you exhale, look down. Bring your palms together at your heart center. And then stand on the left leg. You're going to come step back to high lunge with the right leg. So right leg goes way back. Keep the feet hip distance apart. Up on the back toes. Sink through the left knee. Lift up through the back thigh. I hope Vicky's mum's doing all right. Take it easy. If you need an easier modification, you can drop your back knee if you need to. Release your arms up. Arms are parallel. Look up between your thumbs. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, hands to hips. Going to do a little glute pulses. So you can stay here if you need to, or just lower the back knee fully to the ground. But otherwise, we're going to do 3 pulses. Bend the right knee to kiss the mat. Squeeze your glutes. Come back up to bent left leg. Again, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift. Really focus on the glute. Last one, squeeze. And then bring your fingertips either side of the front foot. Runner's lunge. And drop the right knee down. And you're going to take your hips back, keep the right toes tucked under. So your hips are over your right knee. Wiggle the left foot forward so that you draw the hips back, straighten the left leg, and in front. This is a hamstring stretch, so you might want to have a bit more height, come up onto your block on the inside of the left leg. So hips come back, and then point and flex the left foot. Level the hips. You want to draw the left thigh bone back up into the hip socket. Hips are level to the front of the mat. If you can not use the block, you can fold towards that leg, otherwise just stay up with straight arms. But if you're folding, keep that foot flexing, reach the head and chest towards your foot, and then squeeze it in, curl through the upper body, squeeze the core. Inhale, lift. Place the left foot down, come forward, palms down, step back to down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Bring the right foot between your hands, step the left foot forward. Come into chair pose, so feet are parallel. Sink the knees down, bring your arms up. Draw the knees back, sit down a little deeper. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Make sure the neck is loose. So if it feels bad looking up, just bring your arms forward. Plug the arm bones in and look between your thumbs. Find what's good for you. Then bring your palms together. Bring them towards your chest. Keep that angle through the knees and the hips, and take the left elbow across the right knee. Press into the palms. Right elbow goes up, tip the tailbone up, reach the crown of the head forward, and then revolve to look up to the right. Keep the knees parallel, so don't let the left knee roll forward, hips level to the front of the mat. One more breath. Inhale, look down, bring your hands together at your heart center. You're going to take the weight onto the right leg, start to lift the left leg, point the toe, step back into high lunge. So feet hip distance apart, up on the left toes, and just practice that lifting through the back thighs. So you want to bend the back knee, sink through the right knee, keeping the right knee over the right ankle, and then squeeze your core, squeeze the thighs to the midline, lift that back thigh and sink the hips a little deeper. Bring your arms up. Draw the shoulder blades down your back, look up between your thumbs, squeeze your thighs to the midline. The next exhale, hands to hips. If you need to drop the back knee, do so. Otherwise, we're going to pulse 3 times, lowering left knee just to kiss the mat, squeeze the glutes, come to a bent front leg. Lowering again, use your breath, squeeze your glutes, so lifting up through that back thigh. Last one, lifting up, and lean forward, fingertips go down either side of the front foot, and then drop the left knee down behind the hip. Keep the toes tucked under. If you need your block, bring it on the inside of the right foot. You're going to take your hips back, reach the right, wiggling the right foot forward slightly, so that now you can point the right toe, straighten the leg, and then flex at the ankle. So if you need height, use your block. So you're drawing the right thigh bone back, bringing the left side of the hip forward, so hips level to the front of the mat. Depending on your flexibility or how your hamstrings feel, but this is your IT band as well. So we're stretching through the back of the thigh and calf, but also it's helping to release pressure on the iliotibial band, which stretches from the outside of the hip to the outside of the knee. It's a runner thing, so you might not have noticed it, but if you're on your feet a lot, it can be really painful, hip pain around the outside of the knee or the hip or both. Okay, drawing that thigh bone back. Okay, then place the right foot down, lift up through the back leg, bring the right foot back into down dog. Lift your hips, that last little stretch, so up on your toes, bend your knees, lift your tailbone up, press through your palms. Just really pushing down through the palms to lift up, almost as if you're bringing your armpits towards the mat, but squeezing your tailbone to lift it high, and then taking your thigh bones back. Doesn't matter if your heels don't reach the mat, but that action of pressing through the heels to stretch through the calves. And then roll forward into plank. Last squeeze, forearms squeeze towards each other, outer hips, inner thighs squeezing towards each other, and then drop your knees and come to sit. Facing me, comfortable seated position, bring your hands on your thighs. Lift your chest up, relax your shoulders, close your eyes. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Bring your palms together at your heart center, lowering your head and opening your eyes. Namaste.